Hello everyone, welcome back to Be Competitive. If you are preparing for SSC exam like CGL, CHSL, MTS or RRB NTPC, then this session is extremely important for you. Today we are starting another most scoring frequently asked topic, that is percentage. But this is not going to be a normal lecture. In this class, I will show you smart tricks, shortcut methods, concept clarity that will help you solve previous year SSC questions quickly and accurately. So you will learn how to convert percentage mentally, how to avoid lengthy calculations, and how to identify question patterns instantly in the exam. So make sure you watch this video till the end because each question will build your speed and confidence step by step. So let's begin. So first question is telling us that 25% of a number is 80, more than 20% of 150. So in this case, 25% of a number is more than 20% of 150, that is equals to is 18. So this will be the equation. So there is 4, there is 5, and so this is x by 4 minus equals to 18 plus 30, that will be 48. So x will be 48 into 4, that will be 192. So that is the answer, that is option number 2. Next, the present population of a town is 3,20,000. If it increases at the rate of 6% per annum, the population after 2 years will be very important. Very important. So, in this, here we will use a short method, easy trick. That is, what the present population is 3,20,000. Now it increases at the rate of 6% per annum. That means if total is 100, so increased population will be 106. Again increases, so that means again 6% this. So this will be the population of after 2 years. So crossing out the zeros. So 106 into 106, first we can multiply this 106 and 106, that will be 16. Wait, we don't have to actually multiply this. 6 into 6, that is 36, and this is 32, that is 32. That will be unit digit 6 into 2, that will be 2. Unit digit will be 2. So there is the only option that is ending with 2, that is it, this. So we don't have to actually calculate the long number, right? We can actually, using the unit method, unit digit method, we can actually get the answer. Next, a salesman gets 10% commission on total sales. 10% commission on total sales and an extra 2% bonus on sales above 20,000. So if his total earning is 8600, find his total sales. Okay. So his total commission what? His total commission is 8600 plus 2% bonus on above 20,000. So 2% of 20,000. 2% of 20,000 what? 20,000 is 100%. 10% is 2,000. So 1% is 200. So 2% is 400. So 8600 plus 400. So that will be 9,000. Now he is actually getting how much sales? 10% plus 2%. So total he is gaining 12%. 12% sales. So 9,000 by 12 into 100. That is 75,000. Option number 4. Next, if 75% of A minus B equals to 45% of A plus B, then B is what percentage of A? So 75% of A minus B equals to 45% of A plus B. So 5A minus 5B equals to 3A plus 3B. So 2A is 8B. So saying B what percentage of A? So B is A by 4 into 100, that is 25%. Next, in an exam, Ravi got 30% of the maximum marks and failed by 25 marks. Another student got 38% and scored 15 marks, more than the passing marks. So find the pass percentage. In this case, we actually have to just find the equation. What is the relation between all these percentage? So if we can see the percentage equations, the question equation, we can easily solve the next problem. So it's saying what? 30% of the maximum marks failed by 25. That means 30% plus 25 is the passing mark. Equals to same for 38% scored 15 more than the passing mark. So equals to 38% minus 15. So that will be all left side and right side will be the passing marks percentage. So 30, 38, that will be 8%, and 25 plus 15, that is 40. So 8% equals to 40. So 1% is 5. Now we have to get the passing percentage. So here 25, 1%, that means 5 equals to 1%. So that means 25 equals to what? 25 equals to is 5%, right? So passing marks will be 30% plus 5%, that is 35%. That is the answer. You can see many in many will calculate the maximum marks. After the getting the maximum marks, they will calculate the passing marks. Then after getting the passing marks, they will then obtain the pass percentage. This will take you another 2 to 3 minutes or 2 minutes. So you can actually use this directly to gather the answer. Next, a number is increased by 20%, then decreased by 10%, and then increased by 5%. So what is the net percentage change? In this case, we can again use that population question trick. So a number, let's see if this is X, first increase by 20%. So if the number is 100, so that will be 120. Then decrease by 10%, that means 90 by 100. Then again increase by 5%, that means 105 by 100. So now what? Now where we can get this 5 to 120 and just calculate 2 and this 6. Yes. So 10 into 10 into 10, that means 1000, and that is 54 into 21, that will be 1134. Now see, if the original number is 1000, then the obtained number is 134. That means what? Increased 134. So that means that is 13.4%. That is the answer, increased. We actually don't need the X value, right? If you just gather this thing, you can get this. Next, again a population question. Now, before solving the question, all this question is actually previous year question based, right? So make sure you practice all this kind of question, because I actually selected the different types of questions from a exact topic, that is percentage. So make sure you pause all this video before I solve this, and then you can check the solve and the answer, and make sure you revise this again and again. Okay. So in this question is saying 3 years ago the population of a town was 50,000. Okay. If increased by 10% in the first year, decreased by 10% in the second year, and increased by 10% in the third year, find the present population. So it's saying 3 years ago. So we have to find the present population. Nothing else. The same tricks, just the language is another. So 3 years ago the population was 50,000. First year increased this, second year decreased by this, third year increased by this. Now solving this. Okay. So 11 in the option, there are all end with 0, so we have to calculate 11 into 11, we want to 1, and 5 nines are 45. 605 484 5445. So that will be 5445. That is the 5445. This there is something I maybe, okay, there is a 0, okay? So this will be the answer. Next one, total population of a city is 6,000. Male increased by 15%, female increased by 25%. New population becomes 7150. Find the initial number of males. Now let's see. Total population was 6,000. Now new population is 7150. So increased how many number? 1150. So in this increase, male increased by 15%, whereas female increased by 25%. So in this case, we can see that both increased by 15%, right? Female increased by 15%, extra increased by 10%. So 15% of 6,000 will be what? 15,000 of 6% will be 900. If both increased by 15%, then this will be 900 increase, but actual increase is 1150. So the extra 10% is 1150 minus 900, that is 250. So 10% is 250 of 10% of female. Remember, 10% of female equals to 250. So 100% of female will be 2500. We have to get the value of initial number of male. So we have 100% of male what? 100% of male then will be 6,000 minus 2500. So that will be 3500. That is the answer. Easy, right? Easy and easy trick. And the calculation is also easy. So make sure you do this type of questions with this method, okay? Because other basic method will take a long time. Next one. Next one is saying another very important type of questions, income percentage expenditure type of question. Neha saves 20% of her income. Okay. Her income increases by 25%, but she still saves the same amount as before. So, income, expenditure, and saving, right? What is saying? 20% increase. So, previously, old and new. In old time, her income was 100. Now her income is increased by 25%. That means new income is 125. Neha saved 20% of her income. So her savings will be 20. So expenditure will be income minus saving. Expenditure what? Income minus saving. So that will be 80. Okay. Now I see what's saying. It's saying she still saves the same amount. Means she saved before 20. So she is now saving 20. So now her expenditure what? Her expenditure is 125 minus 20, that is 105. So expenditure increases by, find the percentage increase by in her expenditure. So 105 minus 80 divided by 80 into 100, that is 25 by 80. 125 by 4, that is 31.25%. This. So in this case, in this type of question, always use this 100 income 100 method. So you can easily get the answer with the help of this type of question. Next is, in an exam hall, in an exam of 200 marks, 60% marks are for theory and rest are for practical. So total marks is 200. Out of it, theory part is 60% of 200. 60% of 200 means 60% of 200 means is this, that is 60% for theory. Okay, and the practical is and the practical is wait a minute. Okay, sorry. So here is the total is one. Okay, total is 200. Out of this theory, 200 of 60%, right? So theory will be 120 and the practical is rest of this means 200 minus 120, that will be 80. Now it's saying a student scored 65% in theory. So out of 120, he or she got 65%. So 65% of 120 is 78. Now, what percent must he score in practical to get overall 70%? So, if she want to get 70% overall, 70% what? 70% of 200 is 140. So, in practical, he or she had to got this, and now it's saying percentage. So, divided by 80 into 100. 140 minus 78, that is 62. 80 into 100. Okay, so that is 4, 5, 2, that 155 by 2, that is 77.5%. Option 4. Next, in an exam, Rohan got 25% less mark than Sohan. Okay. Mohan got 20% more marks than Rohan. So Rohan, Sohan and Mohan. Okay. Rohan got 25% less than Sohan. So if Sohan got 100, Rohan gets 75. Mohan got 20% more marks than Rohan. So Mohan got 75 into 120 by 100, that will be 90. So now saying if the difference between Mohan and Sohan marks is 36, what is Sohan marks? Mohan and Sohan. So difference of this is in this ratio is 10. So 10 equals to is 36. So Sohan is 100. So 100 will be 360. Easy calculation. In this type of question, whose marks is asking? First find that. So make that number as 100. So the calculation will be more easy. Okay. Next one, in an exam, P got 38% marks and failed by 42 marks. Q got 25% more marks than P and passed by 15 marks. So previously I solved the question, but there is a tricky part. Here is the tricky part is in here that Q got 25% more marks than P. So in this case, we have to solve this in a different method. So let's say P 38% of total marks, let's say A or X. Let's say A. So it will be 50, 19. So 19A by 50. Now saying Q got 25% more marks than P. So 19A by 50 into 125 by 100. So that is 95A by 200. So now saying what? Find the passing percentage. So here is the equation will be 19A by 50 failed by 42. That means plus 42 and 95A by 200 more 15. That means minus 15. So solving this, 95A by 200 minus 19A by 50 equals to 42 plus 15. 200, there is a denominator, so multiplying this by 4. So this will be 95 minus 19 into 4 is 76. This 200 equals to 42 plus 15, 57. 95 minus 76 is 19A 200. So 57, 19 3 is a 57. So A is 600. So total marks is 600. Now saying what? Passing percentage. So passing percentage what? Passing percentage is 42 marks. 42 out of 600. That is 7%. So passing percentage is 38 plus 7. So that will be 45%. That is our answer. So in this case, you can get in this question, you can get actually 3 answers. If is asked what is the maximum mark, you can get. If it's asked what is the passing number, you can get, and the passing percentage. So from this question, 3 types of question actually can come. Next, a man spent 80% of his income. His income increased by 25%, expenditure increases by 20%. Find the percentage increase in his saving. So income, let's say 100, spend 80%, so expenditure 80, so saving will be 20. Now income increased 25%, that means 125. Expenditure also increased by 20%, that means 80 into 120, this 96. So find the percentage increase of his savings. So savings will be what? 125 minus 96, that is 29. So net change is 9. So savings change is this, that is 45%. Next, Ramesh gives 30% of his income to his wife, 40% to his son, and 25% of the remaining to his daughter. He is left with rupees 6300. Find the initial amount. Okay. So let's say Ramesh have X amount of money, gives 30%, so rest is 70. Now gives 40%, to rest is 60. And gives 20%, so rest is 75. So all this equals to 6300. So now solve this. So this, okay, okay. So Ramesh, the initial amount is 5 fours are 20 into 100, that is 20,000. This. Next, when the price of rice decreased by 20%, a person can buy 2 kg more for rupees 300. Very important, very important. And the way I am solving, remember this, practice it, it will save very much time in the exam hall. So it's saying what? If price is decreases by 20%, so he is buying 2 kg more in this 20% price. So 20% price equals to 2 kg, because that in that 20% amount, the price of the rice, he is actually, with that money he is actually buying the 2 kg more. So 20% is 2 kg, so 100% will be 10 kg. Okay. Now actually, but actually he is actually buying what? Actually he initially was buying 8 kg, right? 2 kg more. So initially he was buying 10 minus 2, 8 kg of rice. So 8 kg of rice is rupees 300. So price of 1 kg will be 300 by 8. That is 37.5. This is the answer. And make sure you solve this in this method. So it will save you many times. Next is saying, in a school, 65% of students like math, 55% like science, and every student likes at least one subject. So that means this is a Venn diagram type of question. So math 65% of what? Okay, so total student is 200. So math is 65% of 200, that is 130. Science 55%, that is 110. And both total student is 200. So how many likes both subject? So both subject, sorry, it's not both, it's total. Means in this number, at least everyone at least love one subject. So both will be math plus science minus the total number of student. So M 130, 110 minus 200. That will be 40. If you know the concept of A union B, A intersect of B, so you can actually solve this easily. Next one, the ratio of a worker's salary in March and February was 3 and 1/3, 2 and 2.5. So March is 10/3 and February is 5/2. Simplifying this, that means what? Multiplying both by 6. 20 is to 15, that means 4:3. Now saying that why, what percentage is March salary is more than February. So March salary more than is what? That is 4 minus 3, that is 1 by 300. So 100 by 3 we know this. So in the option in first ask 33.5, so this will be the answer. You can also solve this 25% by this 1 by 4 into 100. So that will be 25% for the February one. Next one, in a class, 45% are boys and rest are girls. So if total is 100, boys are 45, so girls is 55. Now saying 50% of boys and 70% of girls passed an exam. So 50% of 45, that will be 45/2. That is 22.5, and 70% of 55, that is 38.5. So what percentage of total student pass? That is this summation, 22.5 plus 38.5, that is 61%. We don't need to anything adjust, because we actually got the first one 100. That means what? In percentage form. Next, Vikram spends 40% of his salary on rent, and from the remaining he spends 50% on groceries. Okay. Total salary X, 40% on salary of rent. So remaining will be 60. Spend 50% on grocery. So remaining 50. He is saving 9,000. So solving this, we will find the total salary. So solve this and answer this in the comment section. Next, in an election, this election type of questions is very much loved by SSC. So in election, 15% of voters did not vote and 60 votes were invalid. So valid votes what? Valid vote will be 15%. Let's say total vote is 100x. So valid votes will be 100 minus 15, that is 85x minus 60. That is the valid votes. Winning candidate got 55% of the total voters. Total voters means 100x, not the valid votes. Winning candidate got 55% of the total votes. That means winner got the 55x vote. So loser will got what? Loser will get 85x minus 60 minus 55x. We don't calculate this from the total votes because in these votes some votes are invalid, right? So we don't need that things. We need to calculate the winner and loser vote from the valid votes. So the valid votes, loser gets the 30x minus 60. So the difference between winner and loser is 55x minus 30x minus plus 60. So that will be difference what? The total voters on the list and won by 560 votes. So that will be equals to 560, the difference of the winner and the loser. So that will be 55 minus 30, that is 25x, and 560 minus 60, that is 500. So x is 20. So total vote is 100x. So total votes is 2000. Okay. So this is for today's session on percentage. So make sure you revise all the concept, practice these questions again, because percentage is the base of many other chapters in SSC maths. And in the next class, we will move to another very important and scoring topic, that is profit and loss. So where you will see how this percentage concept actually directly used in solving exam level question. So you can actually see that all the topics, all the questions actually PYQ based, and all the questions are actually different types of questions. So make sure you revise this again and again. So in the exam hall, you don't confuse between the questions, okay? And sure, short questions will come from that. So if you like the video, hit the like button. Make sure if you actually like the video, okay, right? Hit the like button, share it with your friends preparing for SSC, and don't forget to subscribe to be competitive for regular exam oriented content. Keep practicing, stay consistent, and I will see you in the next class.